If you're a real estate agent posting things on social media, but you still want more leads in your life, this is for you. In this video, I will show you why your absolute best post on social media should not die after just one post. My name is Niklas Kling. I built my personal brand over the last years to almost 8,000 followers on LinkedIn. And the smartest move I make is to repurpose what already works. So let me show you why no one even remembers your old post anyways, and the smartest way of doing this. Alright, so the main idea here is that your absolute best things that you post on social media should not die after just one post. And that's why, moving forward, we're going to repost the winners. So the main problem is really that, let me see here. So as we can see here is that, first of all, your audience doesn't even know, your audience doesn't even know that you're reposting things. So you do believe that if you take something that you have posted before and you repost it on social media, you're so afraid of that. Well, isn't it like super cringe that a lot of my followers is going to see like, well, Niklas, you just posted this like 2 months ago. No one is going to remember that. So that's why the big problem here is that most people just post things once and they move on. So especially like if you are a person and you're a real estate agent that have posted things, for many years, I know for a fact that you have certain posts that have performed better than others. And just by that fact alone, you have a lot of winners lined up that you can pick them and post them again. And they will perform most likely as good as before. So that's why the last problem here is that you have so many winners in your bank account, in your content bank account, that gets absolutely wasted because you have this mindset where you have to create content and you just like have to do new things all the time over and over again. So that's why we're really going to jump into something that I think is very important, and that is to have some kind of exercise so you really get a hang of this. So what I want you to do right now is to first of all think of a friend. Pick the one that comes first in mind from you. And I want to ask you right now, me sitting here speaking to you, having a conversation. What post did they post exactly 2 months ago from this exact day you're watching this? Most likely, you have no freaking idea. So that's why this goes to show that even if your absolute best friend, you have no idea what they're posting. So do you really believe that most strangers and aka most of your potential clients that just sees you in their life as one real estate agent of many, do you really believe that they're going to memorize and know exactly the things you post on social media? Well, that's not going to happen. So that is very good news for you. And that's why, when we come to the real, mindset shift, that was something that I have gone through myself, is that first of all, nobody remembers. We all do believe that we're so important in this world. We believe that everything we post, people care, people know, but honestly, people care most about themselves. The main reason why I'm sitting and making this kind of videos is because I want to help you. If I'm not a person helping you, I'm not valuable. So that's just the way it goes. And the funny part is that if someone, let's say you have 1,000 followers and you post it, and one out of those 1,000 remember, like, well, this guy posted this 2 months ago. If that is the case, they probably liked it anyway. So it's just a win-win. So that's why it's so important to understand, like, you have very good content and you're winners. That is an asset that you can repurpose over and over again. If you just look at the absolute smartest and best content creators out there, they are repurposing content. And this is something that if you start to apply this, I would say that you go from being a beginner to being a little bit sharper. Because as from everything I'm seeing, the absolute best in the game are doing this. So if you want to be good as social media yourself, be smart. And it's so much leverage really, because you have created the content once, you have posted it once. So for you to take this exact same thing and repost it again, it takes you barely any time whatsoever. So that's why I really, really like this one. So it doesn't take you time at all, and it's just like an open goal to, give it a try again. So this is the exact rule that I would be using moving forward and actually doing myself. First of all, what I want you to do is that I want you to look back 3 months in time. And then I want you to do that, okay, like from these 3 months back, are there any special winners that I could repost again? So to make this like super clear, if I would be you right now, let's say you have posted, things on social media for the last 12 months, then I would look like, okay, I will scroll back. So I'm starting from the posts that are 3 months old and older. And then I will look through them, okay, are there any winners here, any posts that are especially good? And then I would take them and I will repost them again. That's really the game I would do this. So it's super smart. And when it comes to short form, which is something that I know that many of you are using, the exact same post is very much okay. So let's say that you have a picture of yourself, you have a caption, you could post it again. That is absolutely okay. And when it comes to long form, I would say this is another way of doing this. It's same kind of principles, which is that, and to do some kind of like definitions here. First of all, what I mean by short form is that, things on Instagram. So it could be a post, it could be a reel, things like that. That's what I mean with short form. And with long form, I mean content as this. Me sitting here speaking to you on a camera, 7 minutes in rolling, they're longer formats. That's why it's called long form. And what we have to do here is that we cannot just take the exact same video and repost it again. Because if you're on YouTube, you will see like, well, you have this video and then you have this video, like the exact same thing, same title, same thumbnail, same picture, whatever. It doesn't work like that. So the game we're playing, if we're going to repurpose things on YouTube, when it comes to long form, you take the exact same idea. So the things I'm speaking about here, I could be making another video 3 months ahead in time, the exact same idea. It's just like different outfit, different, retake. I have to do it again. But what we're doing here is that we are taking a new title, a new thumbnail. So really, you can see this in a simple way. It's the exact same concept, meaning the things I say and the core idea that I'm sharing, but it's just like a new time when I record it, new outfit, new things. So to make it very simple, it's the same idea, different packaging. So that's the way we go about it for long form. And I wanted to explain a little bit about, why does this work? First of all, why I absolutely love this is because when you're taking your best content and you post it again, it's like picking the best winners. So it's like proven winners that you have in your bank. So that's why it's super smart to use them. So for every single piece of content that we make, we all hope that, we hope that this one get a lot of likes. We hope that people like this. And what you do when you repurpose, content is that you don't have to be guessing. You see on the likes, the comments, the views. This has already worked, so that's why it's probably going to work again. And it's very, very efficient as well. And as you can see here, with all of these things, you're more efficient, it's less guessing. It's like you being in a position where you could just like pick things that you already know works. That's a cheat code, really. So that will give you more leads because it's, content that your audience likes, etc. So this is really smart. And I will say that if you start to implement this, you will be ahead of many, many other agents because there's so few that think about this. So you're really like a smart content creator and a smart agent in my eyes. So now, lastly, I wanted to talk about, the blueprint. And this is the exact way I go about this. So first of all, what I mean by winners is that you're going to pick the top 10% of your content That's the winners. So to make it very simple here, because I don't want things to be super hard to understand. Let's say that if you look back 1 year in time, you have posted 100 pieces of content on social media. Then you look at those 100 and see like, okay, top 10% of these ones, which are the best. That means that out of these 100 posts, you have 10 that are the best, and you rank them. Okay, this is the one that got most likes, this is the second best, this is the third best, etc. And what I mean by best is that which ones has the most likes, comments, and views. In general speaking, those are your best posts. And we could be super advanced by this, but these are the measurements you're going to start with to filter out your top 10% best content. And then what I want to do is like, okay, well, out of these posts, which ones are 3 months or older? So this is very important. Let me see. So we do this, because the reason being is that why you don't want to pick things that are it's English, but younger than 3 months or newer than 3 months is because if you take something that you posted just 2 weeks ago, then the likelihood is higher that people in your audience will remember it. So like, didn't he post that like 2 weeks ago? So the more time it goes, the less people remember the things you post. And from all the research I've done myself and looking at the absolute smartest, content creators in the game, they usually look at the posts that are, from 2 to 4 months old, and they pick the sweet spot there. And then when you have found one, like, well, I posted this one, 2.5 months ago, super nice, super good post, a lot of likes, comment, and views. You pick that one and you repost it. It's nothing harder than that. So that's why I want you to, before you leave this video, I want you to understand, like, you gotta stop wasting your winners. Because for me, it's like, having an open goal that you have the ball, you have no goalkeeper, and you can like shoot it in the net. While comparing that you have like 10 people that you have to dribble first, and then you have the world's best goalkeeper in there, and then you gotta shoot it in the net. Like, you gotta make things a lot easier for yourself. And the last thing that I really truly like about this is that when you work in this way, you have a lot of leverage. Because let's say, as I said, like let's say you do 100 posts, like pieces of content in a year. And for some of you, that might sound like a lot. But imagine that being the case. And you have 10 of those that are absolute winners. And you can just take them and, repost them and publish them again. Then that means that for the next year, you only have to do 90 because you have 10 in the bank. And then it goes on and on like that. So that's a super smart way to go about this. And I really hope that, making content, everything around that, it will be a lot easier, because some weeks you will have, posts that already done, made by yourself, that you can share with the world once again. And now don't forget to watch this video where you must understand why ChatGPT is killing your personal brand and what you should be doing instead.